Any of you all know what a sundown town is?
Yes, sir, we do.
Well, this is a sundown county. And if I had found you pissing in my woods like animals after dark, it would have been my sworn duty to hang every single one of you from them trees.
It's not sundown yet?
Sunset is at 7:09 today. That's 7 minutes from now.
Then we'll be out of the county in 6.
Now that's impossible heading south on the road you're currently on, unless you were to speed. And if you were to speed, I'd have to pull you over.
Then we'll head north.
That might work. Why don't you give it a try?
We will, sir.
Hey, what's going on, my people? This is PuertoPlata, and I will speak on Sundown Towns to include the current Sundown Towns and why they still exist. Follow along.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix.
Sundown Towns. What are they? Well, Sundown Towns are historically all white towns that enforced racial segregation and excluded African Americans after sundown. After sunset, black folks weren't welcome in these towns. And if you were caught, the consequences would be dire. In fact, the name Sundown Town came from signs posted at the entrance of these towns warning people of color that they weren't welcome after dark.
Familiar with the term. More on what a sundown town is.
Sure. A sundown town is any community in the entire United States that at some point in their history had a policy or practice that excluded black people from living there and particularly from being there after dark.
And your interest was sparked by a book. Tell us about that book.
Yeah, so the book is aptly titled Sundown Towns, and it was published in 2005 by a guy named Dr. James Lowen, and he is from Decatur, Illinois. And his book details this sweeping history of sundown towns all around the country, but when he started researching in Illinois, he thought he would find just a couple. And instead, he found evidence of hundreds of them.
Here are some examples of those signs. Though sundown towns are not as prevalent as they were in the past, they still exist in the United States, unfortunately.
What?
Yes, they still exist. In this video, I will focus on 3 regions: Texas, the Midwest, and the Mid-Atlantic. And I will include some stories from truck drivers and others who have experience. Texas. Reddit user Just London stressed that at an early age, Texans learned to stay away from 3 Texas towns: Jasper, Santa Fe, and Vidor. Bowie, Texas. Bowie is a small town in North Texas, halfway between Dallas and the border with Oklahoma. The town of Bowie is very open about being a sundown town, and even used to have a sign stating if you're black, then don't be caught. The town still has a road named the sun goes down, Hanging Tree Road, to represent racist symbolism. Jasper, Texas. Jasper is the town that is most famous for the film Jasper, Texas, which is based on the real-life 1998 story where 3 white men caught a black man in Jasper after dark and dragged him to death by tying him to the back of the pickup truck. There was a movie that featured this story that starred Louis Gossett Jr. that came out back in 2001.
Sure, why don't you hop on the back?
All right.
Blacks and whites get along here. This is a town about loving each other.
It was a small-town tragedy that woke the entire nation.
These men in the truck picked him up. They were wild.
What are you saying, Billy?
He may have been dragged.
Was this a hate crime? Jasper is in trouble.
Santa Fe, Texas. Santa Fe is commonly referred to as Klana Fe by the locals. In the LA Times article, a black oil worker from Dixon named Anthony Ross stated that everybody knows about Santa Fe. They just don't care for anybody that's not white. You're not wanted there, and you will be threatened. Santa Fe remains a haven for people who want homogeneity, isolation, and predictability. It's a small country town, he said. There's nothing. No movies, no mall. There's so little to do. People are so bored. Therefore, people just harass other people, which is an excuse or reason why Santa Fe is what it is. Vidor, Texas. Vidor is a small town to the east of Beaumont, Texas. This town is notorious for its racist policies and has been known to run African Americans out of town after dark. This Texas town was a headquarters for the Ku Klux Klan in the 1990s. When the federal judge ordered the desegregation of Vidor High School in 1994, many of the town's white citizens moved out, and the KKK held rallies throughout the town. A black truck driver on TikTok recently told his story about getting stopped in Vidor and being asked to leave after dark. He described the town as a sundown town and encouraged black travelers to avoid it at all costs.
Yo, let me tell y'all as quickly as I can about my night in a sundown town. Excuse me. Yes, I said that correctly. A sundown town. 2022, a sundown town. For those who don't know what a sundown town is, look it up on Google. But anyway, so I get a load going to a particular city in Texas, and I'm like, okay, well, let me head on over here and drop this off. They're gonna pay me this much. That's perfect. I like that. It's a quick 200 miles, make it quick. You know, whatever the amount was, great, cool. I get there and I look at the exit. I'm like, wait a minute. It took me to exit 861A. For those who don't know, it's a place called Vidor, Texas, V-I-D-O-R, V-I-D-O-R. I'm like, uh-oh. I've heard stories. Like pretty much everybody I know in Texas that's black tells me, do not go to Vidor, Texas. I'm like, okay. Yet here I was in Vidor, Texas. My load didn't deliver until this morning. This is from the perspective of yesterday. Didn't deliver until tomorrow at 8. It was like 5:30. So I get to the place. I'm not giving names of companies or anything like that. But while I'm driving to the place, I see trailer parks. I see a bunch of Confederate flags. I saw a doll of a black man. It was just a doll wrapped in a Confederate flag hanging from a tree by its neck. That's the type of stuff I saw in Vidor, Texas, which led me to believe that the reputation was fairly earned. I get there. The security guard says, oh, hey, we got a code red. The guy gets on the phone. It's like, hey, I can't, I don't want to be responsible for this guy's safety. Let me go ahead and find somebody because we stopped taking loads at 4 o'clock. But I'll get somebody over here from the other side of the plant. Tell them to hang on. So I hang on. I'm doing what I got to do. Finally, somebody comes by about 15 minutes later. The guy said, let me hurry up and get you unloaded. He quickly gets me unloaded. And they say, dude, you might want to get up out of here as soon as possible. We're at sundown. You want to leave here now. Don't stop until you at least get to Beaumont. I was like, okay. He's like, no, seriously, it's a. I said, well, what about the police? Why aren't the police there? Police turned a blind eye. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do what you said. He said, yeah, man, I don't want to see you getting in any trouble. So I went ahead and I took off, headed to Beaumont. I went to the Petro in Beaumont, slept there, and I had my my Armalite rifle 15 with me. Slept with a couple of extra magazines, but I'm safe, y'all. But that was my night in the Sundown.
There are many more Texas towns that are commonly referred to as Sundown Towns. But if you want me to go into detail, please give me 5,000 views so I can see that there is some interest in this topic. A YouTuber, T-Speed Facts for Real, a Texas native, lists many of these sundown towns in Texas. Check it out.
Sundown Towns in Texas.
Everybody that's moving to Texas. And y'all love Texas so much, let me tell you something. We got places down here in Texas called Sundown Towns, and I'm finna name you a couple of them. So when you move down here, you might want to move to Houston, Austin, San Antonio, or Dallas. These surrounding towns, let me tell you one, these Sundown Towns. And if y'all like my videos, go click the link in my bio and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this video gonna get on there, because, you know, racist people hate when you make videos like this. But number one, stay out of Vida, Texas. Stay out of Jasper, Texas. Stay out of Teague, Texas. Stay out of Centerville, Texas. Stay out of Lufkin, Texas. Stay out of Falls Farm, Texas. Literally, these towns are racist as fuck. Like, it's signs on the side of the freeway when you driving that say, don't let the sun beat your black ass home. Stay out of Victoria, Texas. Stay out of Brownsville, Texas. Turl, Texas. And I got a lot of family from Turl, Texas. Stay out of Turl. Stay out of Amarillo. The Laredo races. Text line races headed towards New Mexico. Stay out of Alvin, Texas. Stay out of Elmo, Texas. Stay out of Alba, Texas. Stay out of Comanche County. And Walden, Texas. And I know it's a lot of people that follow me from Dallas, Texas that never heard of none of these cities, but you got to understand that my first job ever, I was driving 12-wheel trucks with my daddy. And we went through these towns all the fucking time. My daddy had 10 on his truck for a reason. And if y'all like this video, support me, man. Click the link in my bio and go subscribe to my YouTube channel and help other people that's trying to move to Texas. Every last city that I named on this list is racist as hell. No disrespect to nobody. This is just informing people, because a lot of people soon to be relocating to Texas. Do not move down here if you're not moving to San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. Those are the big cities. Anything else, I don't know about Corpus Christi or such and such, because, you know, it's colleges down there, but shit, even they racist too. Take my word for it.
The Midwest. Anna, Illinois. Anna is one of the towns where black people are allowed in during the day to work or shop, but have to be gone by nightfall. Anna is still considered by its residents and by citizens of nearby towns to mean ain't no N-words allowed. The acronym is something that is commonly known there, and a convenience store clerk confirmed this acronym in 2001.
And you focus primarily on the town of Anna, Illinois. And tell us why you decided to zoom in on Anna.
Well, other than that, so it was actually the first town that is written about in the Sundown Town book. And it was written about because there is this legend and this lore surrounding the town name of Anna. And the legend is that Anna stands for Ain't No N-Words Allowed. And I was in the area. I was actually working on a different project in Carbondale.
So it's an acronym. It's for a racist term.
Precisely.
And you write about how you came to know about this acronym. Tell us what the circumstance was.
Well, I had read about it in a book, in the Sundown Towns book, but when I went to Anna, and my plan was to stay there for a day or two and just kind of poke around, I went and got dinner at a bar there and got into a conversation, as one does. I'm a reporter, I'm a curious person, and said to the guy next to me, hey, so tell me about this town. And the first thing he said was, well, you know how this town is called Anna. That stands for Ain't No N-Words Allowed. And that kind of prompted more investigating for me.
And you write in your article, following up on your this update on the town of Anna, describe the way he said it, how self-conscious he was with the, with other people around. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so part of me was not expecting to hear this at all. I was assuming, this happened, maybe this was in the past. I was not expecting to hear this right away. But when he said that, You know, he didn't quite look around the room. He just looked me right in the eye and said it as if you would say anything. Like, hey, this town was founded in 1854. Hey, this town is known as ANNA.
Though the town may not be as bad as it was in the 1970s and earlier, it is still suggested that minorities leave town before dark. Southeastern Kentucky, to include Harlan, Letcher, and Pike County. In 2020, a young black man in his 20s named Marco visited Devil's Bathtub, which is located at the southwest corner of Virginia. Now, this is a popular tourist attraction. However, upon leaving this site, he and his friend decided to take a scenic route back to his home in Prince George's County, Maryland. In southeastern Kentucky, he stopped to get some gas and snacks at a convenience store, and the convenience store clerk stated, "You are not from around here, huh?" Marco replied, "No, just getting gas and passing through." The clerk replied, "You best not be around here after a certain time. This is a sundown town." YouTuber Alicia, the healthy fashionista, included this video on her account.
On the road like
Check
myself,
it out.
You should know what a sundown town is, because believe it or not, they still exist. And how do I know this? Because I've been through one. BuzzFeed did an entire article about my experience, which I would like to share with you all. Now, for those of you all who don't know, these are towns that African Americans are not allowed to be in after a certain time because it could get bad for them. Back in 2020, I went to Devil's Bathtub. Devil's Bathtub is located deep in the southwestern portion of Virginia. Now, as you're on your way there, you're going to pass through poor neighborhoods that have nothing but rebel flags flying high. And you have a lot of one-way roads that have no street lights or cameras. At one point, I thought to myself, damn, I could easily get murdered and no one would ever know. Now, obviously, nothing happened to me. But as we were leaving, we took the scenic route back home. I remember traveling along Route 119, stopping at a gas station. The cashier was like, "You must not be from around here, huh?" I was like, "Nah, I'm just passing through getting gas." She was like, "Yeah, you best not be around here after a certain time. This is a sundown town." Now, I don't think she had bad intentions. I think she was just looking out for me. But that was the day that I learned what a sundown town was.
The Mid-Atlantic. Bedford, Pennsylvania. Bedford is a nearly 100% all-white town, which is sometimes, not always, an indicator that minorities are not welcome. YouTuber The Reporter shows a law enforcement officer pleading with a woman to leave the town before it gets dark, as she is threatened by an armed, angry white mob. Check this video out.
Okay. All right. Well, just make sure no one starts me. All right. Try to stay down here, or you're gonna get.
Thank you for stop them from being bullies. I know.
All right. Why don't you guys go across the street over there?
Well, they're talking.
Or even just leave. You know,
get out of here.
Why don't you do that?
God, did you hear him say, "Wow, you can"? No, did you hear that?
Listen to me. You could get hurt here.
If somebody said that to your daughter,
protect you.
What if somebody said that to your daughter?
They're the ones who want to defund the police, but they're going to run to you.
This isn't about. It's about safety right now. You understand?
What would you say if somebody said that to your daughter? Leave while you still can before you get hurt, sir.
I would say that would probably be a good idea.
What would you say to him if he said that to your daughter?
Well, I'm just telling you, that's not the case.
What about Noah Cannon?
Right?
Oh, that was horrible. That was so sad.
So the deal was you was to come over here with your brother. We got your brother.
We did. Thank you for that.
Okay, so you're going to leave?
Well, I can't control. They're all adults.
What's that?
They're all adults. I am with my family. We weren't even here for this. We didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro.
But they're the ones that want to defund the police, but as soon as something happens, they're like, "Where's our parade?"
You don't know me. You don't know if I say that. Am I not allowed to be here?
Oh, you can voice your opinion all you want to.
I'm an adult, sir. I'm an adult. I'm 25 years old. They are, thank you. Well, we were just gonna go for a nice walk in Bedford. We didn't realize this was happening. Hollidaysburg, actually. Are people burning stuff down?
Get home.
Are people burning things down? No, I don't.
You don't know nothing about it.
You don't have Facebook. I do, but I heard about the guy who got shot, but I didn't hear.
Why are you here? Why are you here? The guy who got shot.
What? My aunt lives out there, yeah.
What are you doing here?
About the family that got shot at. Yeah, I heard about that, yeah. Yeah, that was awful, but I'm not here for any of those things. I don't... Yeah, that was bad too. I don't think guns should... What?
What are you doing here?
We're just... Am I not allowed to be here? We just...
What's going to happen in this town? Get out of here.
Whoa.
Yeah, right. Get out of here. Go. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah. You are nice. What the fuck? I'm not leaving my family.
That's understandable.
I'm not leaving my family.
Why would you go across the street? Just go across.
Come on, guys, let's go. These people are unhinged. What? I don't give a shit. They're threatening me. So is this officer.
Listen, I'm telling you for your own safety. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Sir, how are you okay with this?
Help you out here.
But you're not willing to stop.
I can't go and arrest everybody. And they're
Sir. So wait, listen. If somebody points a gun at me and threatens me, that's illegal, actually.
Listen. Here's the deal. I respect.
Stay 6 feet, please, guys.
I respect what you're saying.
I can't. He won't.
All right. I respect what you're saying here, but I'm just saying my duty is to protect everybody, and I don't want to see you guys get hurt.
Are you saying you can't control this?
Maybe a little fanatic, and by the time they hurt you guys, it might be too late.
Are you saying you can't control them?
You can't control them.
So are they an out-of-control mob?
Well, you're putting it into words, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
We
What,
only got a
Nicholas?
few people here, so.
Yeah, but think about it. Think about what that means. That means that you're worried that just by people who live next to each other having discussions, you think that we're going to end up hurting each other?
No, these guys were threatened already.
It's not a discussion when people are threatening to burn down our
You understand that? Listen,
Are you guys with this, or are you guys with
We're
us?
not burning anything down, though. We're just standing here.
Good job.
okay?
Well, maybe you could tell them that we are three unarmed people who aren't threatening.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, very good.
All right, I think we're done.
Pequosen, Virginia. Pequosen is the only town on this list I am personally familiar with. While in the military, I was stationed in the area for a few years and lived in Hampton. It was common knowledge not to move or hang out in Pequosen. I worked with an Army officer born in Gambia but grew up in New Orleans who bought a house in Pequosen after arriving in the area. He and his family were harassed so much that he moved to another city in the area. He felt it was his duty to warn people of color about moving to Pequosen so that they would not have to endure what his family endured. Rising Sun, Maryland. Rising Sun is a town in Cecil County, Maryland, which was once the headquarters for the KKK in Maryland. A University of Maryland graduate and native of Rising Sun named Caitlin McCain stated, "I came home from high school one day to find a Ku Klux Klan flyer in my mailbox for a meeting in the Cecil County Administration Building in Elkton, which is our county seat. People tend to think that sundown towns only exist in the South, but Maryland is rumored to still have a few, and Rising Sun is one of them. Today, sundown towns still exist in various forms, but they are enforced by tradition and fear rather than by rules. Would you stay the night in a sundown town? Leave your comments down below. And please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Peace. What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.